Hello everyone, Shirley here. With patch 8.2 right around the corner, I thought it would be fun to do a warrior transmog tier list of some of my favorite transmogs that you'll be able to accomplish just next week with the patch right around the corner. And before we get started, I would like to go over briefly my criteria for this list. One, I wanted to make sure that I owned every piece on each of these sets, so nothing just pulling out of the wardrobe. Two, I wanted the sets themselves to not be actual sets, nothing entirely. A couple of pieces was fine, but nothing that was just an entire set. And three, the most important thing was I wanted each set to be revealing in some way, because that is part of the transmog restrictions being loosened next week. So I wanted it to be something included with the new pieces, not just hiding shoulders or your helmet, things we've been able to do for a long time. It had to be specifically at least one thing that's new to the patch. So without further ado, let's hop right in. Coming in at number 5, we have the Chaos Doombull that I loosely based on the Warhammer universe. Now, the idea behind this set was obviously the Minotaur, aka the Tauren, with lots of spikes, very crude armor, and fur. So I wanted the big skulls and rough axe, and what we're hiding in this set is the chest piece, the idea that, I don't know, he's a berserker, hasn't any time for armor. But going quickly, I wanted to do this for each of these sets, where each of the pieces come from, to the best of my knowledge, and what has been changed. So first, the helmet is the Dread Gladiator's plate helmet. I would ideally have the darker shade of red that would match the gloves and the pants here, but I do not have that. So the Dread Gladiator's helmet is the elite helmet from the first season of BFA PvP. The shoulders are hidden, the cloak is hidden, and the chest piece is hidden. The bracers do not matter because you are wearing gloves. The gloves are the Honor-Bound Centurion's gauntlets, which is from the Warfront, Stromgarde, I believe. And the pants are also from the Warfront. Now, you could get the helmet as well from that would match the color tint. Now, the belt here is the Fearless Gladiator's plate girdle, which comes from Season 1 of Legion PvP, and you can pick this up in Dalaran at a vendor. And that goes for the boots as well. These boots I liked because they looked very demonic with the horns here. And they matched the belt. And to top off the list, we have the, what is this thing called? The Dread Aspirant's Decapitator. This is from Season 1 of BFA PvP as well. And you should be able to get this thing from airdrops still if you have War Mode on. And I'm also running Berserking the illusion on it because it looks like blood dripping off of it, and I thought it was quite fitting. Moving on. Number 4 is the Green Machine being showcased on my very own Goblin Warrior here. This one is pretty self-explanatory. The idea of it being, you guessed it, green. And with a little bit of darker tones just to break things up. It is still a transmog at the end of the day. And going over these pieces really quick here. The helmet is the Fellproof Goggles, which comes from a quest reward, I believe. The shoulders are hidden, the cloak is hidden, the chest piece is hidden, and the bracers are the heavy lamellar vambraces. There's various versions to this name of these bracers. They're from the lamellar set, and you can pick these up on the auction house. They're a world drop from vanilla. And the gloves are hidden because, you guessed it, I'm green, so everything matches quite well. The belt is the Belt of Broken Bones. Now, this is the ICC 25 Heroic belt from the Death Knight set, I believe. And you can get the look-alike one from that goes on Warrior. And I liked it because it had the little green eyes and the skull, which matched the boots, kind of. Going on, the pants are also of the lamellar set with the bracers. You can pick up both of those in the auction house. The boots are the Grievous Gladiator's boots. These are from MOP PvP Season 14, I want to say. 13 or 14. I want to say it's 14. You can buy these off the vendor in Pandaland. Pretty easy. And last but not least is the tabard, which is the battle tabard of the Defilers. This comes from getting to Exalted with Arathi Basin, and then you have to go buy this thing with just a little bit of gold. So, oh, and the last one is the weapon, which is the Warmongering Gladiator's Decapitator here. The big green fiery thing. And I also have the Breath of Yulon transmogged onto it, which just makes it even more green. This is from Warlords of Draenor PvP. I can't remember which season it was from, but this is the Elite Axe that you could buy one of those seasons. You could sub this thing out for one of the TBC axes too that looks pretty well with it. The number 3 spot goes to the Lumberjack, the big burly orc wearing the red plaid shirt. This one was a lot of fun. I really wanted to do this for a long time now. The idea, obviously, is just a very basic transmog to make him look like a lumberjack. And going over the pieces, I wanted to, you know, have the red plaid for sure, and I tried to get blue jeans, but since blue jeans don't exist in WoW, we've got these blue striped pants and the great big belt buckle on the basic belt. So going over the items very fast, the helm is hidden, the shoulders are hidden, the cloak is hidden, the chest piece is hidden. The shirt is the red lumberjack shirt. You can pick this thing up on the auction house pretty cheap. The bracers are hidden because we don't want them covering our shirt. The hands are hidden. The gloves, the belt, excuse me, is the Orgrimmar belt. This comes from your garrison. You can buy this with the war scraps there. The pants are the Harbor Master leg plates. Now, I believe these are from questing in Kultiris in BFA. You should be able to get these fairly quickly. And the boots are the Battlelord's war boots. These come from your Legion Order Hall. This was part of the set for that. And I liked them because they had a little bit of fur. You know, we got to keep our boy here warm. And they look like big, you know, steel toe plate boots that a lumberjack might wear. And last but not least, the axe is the Rage Reaver axe. This is a basic axe with no enchant on it because he is a lumberjack. And I wanted it to be a little fancy because, you know, once again, it is a transmog and it's still got to look good. So there you have it. Moving on. Coming in at number 2, we have the Injured Blade Master. Now, the big focus of this set was obviously the wound dressing, and also the sword were very important. And then I wanted to give it a reddish theme overall, and a bit tattered of a look. The pants look like they've been in combat and worn, fresh off the battlefield, showcased on the Blood Elf. And this set has the bloody bandana as the headpiece because Injured Blade Master, it's covered in blood. The shoulders are hidden, the cloak is hidden, and the chest piece is hidden, but the bracers are not. These are the Vambraces of Life's Assurance. These come from in Taurus the Burning Throne raid. I can't remember which difficulty it's on. The hands are hidden. You know, this is in the wound hospital, so a lot of armor hidden on this one. The belt is the Gothic Plate Girdle. This is one of the World Drop sets from Vanilla. You can pick this up on the auction house pretty cheap. The pants are the leg plates of Persuasion. These come from a quest in Mount Hyjal in Cataclysm, if I recall. And the boots are the Ferocious Gladiator's Plate War Boots. These are one of the elite sets from Legion. Some really nice looking boots, if I do say so myself, match the red tone. And the sword is the Fell Burning Blade from Hellfire Citadel raid, with the Berserking enchant on this as well, because it matched the reddish, pinkish glow in the inside of this blade. And the shirt is the Antiseptic Soaked Dressing, which is, you know, the stained, bloody version of the wound dressing shirt that you can show now. And last but not least, number 1. You guys knew it had to be the Tusks of Manaroth. If you've been here any sort of time, there's only one answer for number 1. Now, this is not just Garrosh Transmog 2.0. I mean, it kind of is, but it's my own little spin on it. that's, you know, got a lot of pieces that I really like to mix and match, and I didn't want to just have the generic Gore Howl because the model is very old and outdated, and the Black Hand here just looks so good with this set. So, and it had to be a green orc as well, because I gotta have my Mohawk. My Mohawk is a must for my orc. Going over the pieces themselves, the helmet is hidden. These shoulders are obviously the tusks of Manaroth. They come from the Siege of Orgrimmar raid. They drop off the final boss. The cloak is hidden. The chest piece is hidden. The wrists do not matter because of the gloves. The gloves are the Dread Gladiator's plate gauntlets once again. They are from Season 1 BFA Elite set, and they match the tone of the tusks quite well, if I do say so myself. The belt is the Girdle of Gargal, which is from Cataclysm Questing, if I recall, or it's a random, like, green from Cataclysm. I don't remember exactly where it comes from, though. The pants are the Grievous Gladiator's plate leggards. These are the elite version from Season 14 and 15 that has the slight reddish tint to them. You can't get these anymore. And the boots are the Demonic Gladiator's plate war boots from the final season of Legion PvP. These are also the elite boots, so they have the reddish tints and they are black. So you can't pick up these. You can pick up recolors of both of these, though. And the weapon is the Black Hand mace that drops off of Black Hand in the Blackrock Foundry raid. And I have the Flames of Ragnaros enchant on there just to give it a little extra fire. Now that you can get still from the Christmas event that comes up every year. So that about sums up the top 5 list here. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you agree with the ordering or just, you know, my choices of gear? If you enjoyed this, please feel free to leave a like. It helps the channel a lot. And I will see you next time. Peace.